Welcome to Rugby AM. I'm Alex Simmons, and JJB isn't with me tonight. He's in another studio right now, filming with Jason Robinson, as we obviously are lockdown sensitive this week, all under the new restrictions. I'm joined though tonight by a big mate of mine in the sport and an absolute legend on and off the field, the one and only Sean Bernard Long. SBL.
Yeah.
OBE.
One guy. Yeah. That's very right.
For years, I actually thought you had an OBE.
Yeah, I went to the pub once and sat there with all the lads, and they was all like buzzing because Scully got some more. And I went, I've got an OBE. They went, what? I said, one big guy, and there was in stitches and stuff like that. So that's what my nickname was, OBE.
And it was you were on your Twitter for ages, wasn't it?
Yeah. Why not? You've got to take the mick at yourself, haven't you?
You should have one. You've done enough.
What, one big guy? I've got one.
I think you should have two. You should have two times OBE.
Nah, I'm not into stuff like that. You know, it doesn't really bother me.
Mate, you've come back to Rugby League. How does it feel to be back?
It feels good. I feel like really excited. You know, I really enjoyed my time in Harlequins in Rugby and learned a totally different code. Was a lot more detailed and harder than I thought of, to be honest. Yeah. There's a lot more detail goes into it. But I had a good crack at it. Learned to load. Like I said, I could always go back if need be. You know, I really enjoyed my time at Harlequins. But then soon as like interest came from Leeds and stuff like that, then I didn't even have to think twice. Obviously I'm tight with A-Guy as well, you know what I mean, and Kev. And seeing the guys, I did some work with them actually in January.
Tell us how about that came out. So take us back to January. What happened?
Well, there was in pre-season, I spoke with A-Guy, he said, we've put some stuff in place. He said, can you come on up and have a look at it? I said, yeah, no worries. So I watched the game, a couple of games. I said, I think you can tidy a couple of things up. Went up, met him at hotel, went down to the boys, did a couple of sessions with them, explained to them on a tutorial, explained you should be here doing this, doing that. Went out on the field, boom, absolutely nailed it. I was blown away.
They nailed your session?
They nailed it like that.
Really?
Yeah. And
do you reckon that's a Luke Gale thing?
Bit of both. It wasn't all about Gailey. It was about the 9, the 6, 7, 1. You know, the span of the team.
And who was that in that point? Was Myler in there?
Gailey, Robert Louis, Dwyer, Cruz Leeming.
Yeah. Jack
Walker.
Yeah. Walker. What do you reckon to him as a player?
Oh yeah, it's just. I think he's like a firework, isn't he?
Yeah.
He can come up with stuff what no one can, but I think he's probably going to get better as he gets older, because he's erratic at times, and when you're coming out the back of players, you've got to slow things down a little bit, you know, to find that cut-out pass like Cootie and Johnny Lomax and like Marlo's done. You know, he's not got as much gas, but when he comes out the back, he's got more time and he can find the pass. So I think he's going to get better, and I'm really looking forward to working with those guys and the rest of the team. I
think Sam Tompkins is the best at that I've seen, is how he's developed as a player. When he were at Wigan, first time round, elusive running, unbelievable, and now he's just got so much talent ball. And he looks, in a weird way, a better player.
That's it. I believe as you get older, you play with a bit more tempo, you start slowing things down, you lose a bit of gas as well. And all the best players, for me, look like they have so much time on the ball. Like you look at Kev Sinfield back in the day, you know what I mean? Every time he got the ball, it looked like, there were spiders on him, no one could get near him, he just had so much time. Yeston Harris, people like that, all the best players have time on the ball, and it's just because they see things, they slow things down, they're not 100 miles an hour. And when you're looking, pictures just open up for you.
Yeah.
And they're the best, and they're only going to get better.
Take us back in your career. Do you miss rugby? Do you miss playing?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They talk about transition, and you've been quite fortunate compared to a lot of players. You've been into systems, into coaching. You're obviously an outstanding coach, and you've earned that on merit. Does that ever replace playing?
No, it doesn't. For when I finished playing at Hull, I had 2 years at Hull. I finished with injury and stuff like that. I went straight into coaching at Salford, which was very fortunate for me. And but it's probably the next best thing, you know, you could do. You know, you can go out there on the train, and I love being on the field with the boys and, you know, being with the banter and stuff like that. So you still get that. But then I wasn't getting my fix, and my fix was just getting hit and getting bashed really, because that's all I got done. So I went playing rugby union for a couple of years with Carl Fitzpatrick, who was the coach at the time, and he was playing at Preston Grasshoppers. And it basically was training Tuesday, Thursday night, like amateur, play Saturday, few beers, and then and that was my fix. And I did that for 2 years, and then I started weaning myself off it. And then obviously I did it the hard way, coaching wise. I didn't go straight to, you know, St Helens or wherever. I went to Salford, ended up with London Broncos. I ended up going to Wigan for a little while, but went to Fev. So I've done it the hard way. Then I went back to St Helens. And I was very fortunate to work under Justin Albrook, who taught me a lot, who was a fantastic coach. I keep in touch with him quite a bit, you know.
He's done a great job at the Titans.
Unbelievable. And do you know what?
You're not tempted to go over there?
Not just yet.
Yeah.
You know, I still think I need to make a name for myself over here. And everyone asks why have you not become a head coach yet? And I just think there's no rush. There's no, once you're head coach, you know, you're in the firing line there, aren't you? You know what I mean? So for me, there's no rush. I'm just going to, you know, earn my stripes, and when the time's ready, you know, hopefully in 2-3 years' time, work under a guy, he'll teach me a lot, you know, because it's not just coaching when you're head coach. You do less of it. Yeah. It's more the managerial stuff. You know, you're managing the staff, you know, recruitment, all of that. I'm just not ready for it yet. I'll have a way, so... I like being on field with boys and doing the analysis and stuff. When the time's right, you know, obviously then I'll be ready and I'll decide. And then there's talk of like Luke Robinson and Lasty, you know, whether they should, mate, go for it if you want, 100%. I said, but be careful.
We're going to go and talk to one of your former teammates, then we'll talk about your time on the field afterwards. And we're going to speak to John Wilkin, because he gives us his best ever 1 to 13. Do you reckon he'll pick you at 7? I ain't seen this yet. Do you reckon he'll pick you at 7?
I hope so.
You hope so?
Yeah. I don't like bigging myself up, but I hope so.
What were you like to play with Wilco?
A nose. He was just always chatting, getting in people's faces. He couldn't throw a punch for nothing. He tried like starts, things and stuff like that, but you know, if anyone cracked him, he went down like a sack of spuds. But what he did bring was just energy, good talker, very, very intelligent bloke. Did a lot of the graft, what other lads wouldn't do, you know what I mean, like pushing, kick pressure, just all the little stuff. And he had like a skill set, even for a back row, then he moved to 13, he had a skill set as a halfback really. So yeah, he was a good player, but typical prankster. I could tell you some stories about him, but proper prankster.
Let's go check out the prankster right now. This is John Wilkin's age partnership 1 to 13.
I want you every day, oh. I want you every day.
Hi, I'm John Wilkin, and this is the best 13 players that I've played with. So at number 1 at fullback, without doubt, is Paul Wellens. Incredible player, unbelievable tactical awareness, tough, durable, and a competitor throughout his career. And looking back at some of the tries he scored, created and saved, he's a shoo-in at fullback. On one wing, I've got Darren Albert. Like Darren Albert, when you are with somebody who's got genuine pace, it scares you. And I don't think I've played with a guy who's had genuine pace like Darren Albert, somebody who gets quicker the further he runs. And some of the tries he scored, I think in my first 2 years at St Helens, Darren Albert's tries were just mesmeric, and he was an exceptional player. In the centre, Jamie Lyon. Now, Jamie Lyon turned up to St Helens looking like a pig farmer in terrible condition, and we were all questioning whether he was world class. 6 weeks later, you know, he got in shape and he was winning us games, and he won us. I don't think I've ever played with a player who's won independently games on their own, and he did that. The other centre, Matt Gidley. Look, a player who I admired from afar, you know, as a junior player, like, you know, when you watched maybe State of Origin and Matt Gidley was at the centre of everything. He was an incredible centre, somebody who understood the intricacies of playing centre, and probably developed, so many young centres around the world through watching his craft. On the other wing, Eddie Gardner. Me and Eddie, we grew up sort of in this St Helens town centre. We lived in separate terraced houses. We were like bosom buddies throughout that time. We got a lot of things wrong. We did a few things right. But I think Eddie was one of the toughest guys to tackle in Super League for a period of time. He just ran straight and hard, reckless, and that was probably more down to his lack of intellect than his actual rugby prowess. Standoff. There's a few guys we could choose from here, but one who's going to go into the team is Johnny Lomax. I think he's developed into an exceptional player, and specifically, when it comes to St Helens, I think he's contributed a huge amount. At scrum half, Sean Long, again, a robust character, tough player, a maverick, a rock star, a deep thinker about rugby actually as well. So at scrum half, it'd be Sean Long. In the props, now I know that's heavily laden St Helens backline, but one of the props is going to be Jamie Peacock. I high tackled Paul Deacon in 2005. Jamie Peacock had blood coming out of his mouth and chased me, and I don't think I've ever been so scared in all my life. So JP makes the team. At hooker, look, I think I played with some great hookers, Kieran Cunningham, but I'd put, for pure consistency and longevity and leadership, James Roby. He's one of the best players I think we've seen in this country. Other prop would be James Graham. What a player, what can you say about him? An exceptional career, international career, a star of the NRL for a long period of time, and unbelievable. In the second row, Adrian Morley. I played with him for Great Britain and played against him a number of times as well. But Moz wasn't traditionally a second row, but I picked him at second row because my memories of Adrian Morley were this lanky guy from Leeds. And I went to the Challenge Cup final as a junior to watch Leeds versus London, and remember him watching Moz sprint onto the ball with just a reckless sort of attitude, and that stuck with me. The other second row I chose was Lee Gilmore. Me and Gilly we didn't see eye to eye in our careers. He's a smart sort of know-it-all kind of guy. He'd be the guy trying to coach you in the middle of a game. He'd be telling you what you'd done wrong, although he'd probably done it wrong himself. But he was, for a period of time there, one of the best defensive back rowers I've ever played with. Literally flawless for months and months. Didn't get anything wrong defensively, and having somebody like that in your team was huge. At loose forward, without doubt, was Paul Sculthorpe. And I know I've gone heavy into Saints, but that's all that I know. Paul Sculthorpe could play halfback, played loose forward. I think single-handedly beat the Australians on a couple of occasions. Man of Steel 2001, 2002. I think he was probably the best player in the world for the period at which I first got to St Helens. I think the biggest shame for me was Paul, towards the back end of my Saints career, was just struggling with injuries. But I think he'd be one of the greatest British rugby players of all time.
Fantastic to hear from Wilco then. He picked you at 7, so you don't have to give him one.
No.
He's escaped.
He won't take much for drop Wilco anyway. But yeah, cheers Wilco.
He described you as a maverick and a rock star.
Yeah.
Is that a good description of you?
Yeah, not far off though.
You'll
Yeah,
take that, will you?
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I was more of a rock star in the early days. We had a good crew at St Helens when we played hard and trained hard and partied hard. And it worked for us. It got a bit more professional after that. I remember Mick Potter's first, when he came in and addressed the boys, he was our coach when he took over, Daniel Anderson. And he said, I don't want any rock stars in this team. We don't have any rock stars in this team. And I just looked at her and I thought, there's about 25 of us here. You're struggling on that one, mate.
What was the best, if you look back in your career, what were the best time in your career? What did you enjoy the most, and what period, and which kind of era?
Yeah, probably from about it was quite a few. Winning the grand finals, the early ones, which 99 and 2000 backing up, one against Bradford and against Wigan. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the 2004 Challenge Cup final. It wasn't at Wembley, it was at Cardiff. That was good. Probably to beat my old team who fired me off.
Yeah.
Not many people know that actually. Everyone thinks that I left, but they fired me off.
Tell us the story.
Well, I was coming through as a junior there. I played about 14, 15 games. I snapped my crease shirt, and I'm just getting back fit. I played a couple of games, and Eric Hughes was a coach and knocked on the door. I was in the gym with Martin Fire. Got me in the office and just said, we want a dude called Lee Hansen, who's a proper witness, and said they want to do a swap deal with you. And basically nearly burst into tears.
No way.
Yeah.
And that was obviously your dream to play.
You just for hometown club, yeah. And so I was nearly balling. And then they give Lee Widnes 60 grand as well. So they got a good butty out of it. And then I did 8 or 9 weeks at Widnes, and then within 8 or 9 weeks, St Helens Army. So yeah. So every time I played against Wigan, it was kind of, I tried a little bit harder. I didn't do anything different, I just tried a little bit harder. But in 2004, we beat them in the Challenge Cup final and got man of the match. So I was quite pleased by that.
What is your ethos with coaching? So what do you base your coaching style on? And when you're looking at how you're going to impact a group, what's the Sean Long mantra on coaching?
I like my philosophy is freedom to play within structure. So you have structure, that's your shape. But if you see something on, and you have the freedom to play.
Yeah.
And if it's on, it's on. You take it. And I won't go mad if it's a 3-on-2 or 2v1 and you take it and the ball hits the deck slightly or it's on. I won't go mad at that because you picked the right decision.
Yeah.
So just the freedom to play with structure, play flat and fast, move the ball, just play, don't be boring. And that's why I'm looking forward to joining the Rhinos as well, because their DNA is flat and fast push. It's holes, and sometimes you just couldn't defend it. It was unbelievable. Offloads. I think there should be more offloads in the game because, they go in, it's on, but they keep hold because they're scared that if they make an error, they're going to get a set 6 on your own line. And I think, well, if you've got the skill and the ability to do it, do it. But then also what you've got to do then, if you make an error, you've got to back it up. You've then got to back it up and go, right, well, made an error, well, let's defend our line. And if we can hold them out, we'll hold them out. We'll go back at them again and do it again. So that's for me.
Love it, mate. One man who's been super positive for Rugby League and our journey at Rugby is Wayne Wagataurus Godwin. You don't meet many madder people than Wagga. You've met a few mad uns. Is he up there on the mad list?
He's got madder as he got older, that man. I coached him at Salford, my first coaching.
What would he like to coach?
He was all right,
Yeah.
He was all right, yeah. He was a grafter in, he just got stuck in. You know what I mean? There was no frills about Wagga. He's doing more stuff on Instagram now with all this kicking and all these passing and stuff like that. I thought, I wish I could have done that when you were playing, when he's foul. But no, he's mad as a box of frogs. I think he's got daft as he got older, but no, he's a champion lad, and he was the one in the team. You need those guys in the team, don't you?
It's like the Brad Dwyer.
Yeah, for have crack and get the boys fired up, because you come into work sometimes and you play the game, you're a bit sore, you're a bit tired, you're a bit but then you've got those guys in your team that'll just pick you up straight away.
Well, he's brought the energy for us for over 8 years. The magic man, Wayne Wagataurus Godwin, and to head into the break, we're going to play some of his best bits. Stay tuned right here for more Rugby Aim after the break on Free Sports with myself, Alex Simmons, and this man, Sean Long. Keep it locked.
Waggers game day this week. We're at the KCOM Stadium as the black and whites of Hull FC take on the Casford Tigers. I'm inside the John Smith Stadium. Batley Bulldogs versus Featherstone Rovers. Firstly, we've come down to Fox's Biscuits. Firstly, we've come down to the National Coal Mining Museum. Pre-match, I've come to the famous Leggy's Pub. I've challenged 2 Widnes fans to the pint off this week. Who wants a pint challenge? Wellington fans, I've got a free pint of Guinness. You've just got to do what you've got to do to get a win. It is nice, but it's too hot for Wagator. It's too hot, too spicy, it's just too many chilies. Chili. Lamb. Game day, just getting pumped up for the game. Going out for one at Wakefield tonight. I'm going to smash someone tonight. Come at me, Kermo. Come at me, Ashes.
Cuando la tarde languidece, renace la sombra.
Didn't realise that they had this in store for me. Look, I know I've got a black and white kit. I'm replicating Radders, but everyone knows I'm a Casford Tigers through. Hey! I'm finally outside the toilet Wicked Stadium. Here, get a quick 10 in. Are you ready, Wagger? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm back. Whoa, Wagger. Bullets! Skaters! Go Kai Wagator! Yes! Win, lose or draw. When I played at Wigan Warriors, we were down King Street. There were some outstanding bars. Outstanding. Absolutely packed. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, they've scored! We're going to score the buzzer, look! Don't know, said our band.
Get out of here.
Yes! I'm in Taurus!
We've got our aftershave from Rovers now, right?
Yeah.
What do you think to it?
Ah!
Where the black and white? I hope I don't get chucked off. The Reds are all the way.
Dad, Johnny Godwin were a minor. Waggers, Arthur Minor. I've loved it. Grassroots Rugby League, seeing all ages perform on that park. Look at that. That is an order. Look at the mate on that. The mate, pure mate. What you ordered there?
I'm on Theakston's.
Feastons. I'm going to have a Feastons. Feastons. No John Smith. No John Smith's. John Smith Stadium. No John Smith's. Unbelievable.
What are you actually doing?
Mate, I'm just getting lost around this stadium, mate. Access all areas. Oh, mate, what a legend. This is what I used to have pre-game. It's what Super League's built on. Foundation. Harry both. Oh, Razman's here. Reynoldson.
Oh, where's shit? They don't know this. Believe that one out, they're a load of.
They're not safe fancies.
They're not Saints fans, they are.
Yeah. Oh, we're in this state.
Is that a few? Is that a few? No. I think he's been drinking all day.
Rolling Cass. They're currently 6-0 up against Wigan. Ben Jones Bishop.
No more silent coaches. Back up north. Get that silver in the northwest. Get it one.
Every time I step inside the stadium, I just feel like I just want to play again. Just get amongst it. Get aggressive. I just love the game. In fact, what's... Let's go.
Ready?
Yeah, we'll go to... Stop!
Yeah. Take a look at that card, remember it?
Yeah, got it.
Everyone see it?
Got it.
Camera see it? And what we'll do is give them a quick shuffle. I'm going to find it in the weirdest way possible. Going to find it with my chain. You ready? Just focus on your card.
Yeah.
Focus on the chain. We go 1, 2.
No way! You're kidding! The Weatherby Whaler, I'm going to do a fish challenge. I'm going to absolutely smash it. I've done half marathons. Honestly, I've done some tough challenges in my career, and this is mentally and physically is hurting me, really hurting me. I'm not joking. Deep down, I'm in a bad place. I watch from Cass. £3.10.